artificial intelligence in digital marketing? Does machine learning or AI even work for lead generation? In 2020, there is a big debate as to whether or not artificial intelligence helps or hurts advertising campaigns that have the core intention of generating leads. Now, I'm not talking about e-commerce or direct purchases, because AI can make much more intelligent decisions, informed decisions with e-commerce, where you can actually feedback on the transaction value of purchases. But in lead generation, it gets really tough, because leads all are going to have different values, and those values are very hard to go, once you generate a lead, to go back into the artificial intelligence system and to feed back the information of how valuable each lead was. Now, there are ways you can do this, but I'm just talking for the typical small, medium-sized business who doesn't have the time or the resources to do that. I'm going to explain some of the pros and cons of using artificial intelligence for the purpose of lead generation in digital marketing. So, just a little history real quick. The SMB Team, my marketing agency, we used to be huge components of machine learning and artificial intelligence. It made perfect sense to us that we could have a software make decisions every 30 minutes or every second, way faster than a human being could make decisions. For example, in Google Ads, we had an integration with our Google Ads account that would make very quick decisions on the bids and the budget that we were allocating towards certain keywords in our campaigns. And what we found out over time was the best results we were noticing were coming from really just the low spend advertisers, people who were spending like $500 a month, because they were so desperate to get cheap clicks on Google that the software actually worked and did get them more clicks. But once we got into the $2,000 to $10,000 per month advertising budget ranges, we realized that while the AI, the artificial intelligence, was making tons of decisions, it wasn't necessarily leading to better results at the end of the day. So for lead generation, artificial intelligence only works based on the data that is fed into the AI platform. So if the data going in is not perfectly accurate, then the data that the AI will make decisions on won't be really related to your goals or to the ideal outcome you want from your advertising campaigns. So artificial intelligence for lead generation is hard, like I said, because most people, they don't have perfect quantifiable values per lead. Now, you can assign an average value to every lead you get proactively, but it's hard to retroactively go back and say, oh, this lead was worth X thousand dollars, this lead was worth $1 million, right? It's hard to do that. So the realization for us to actually, kind of detach from an AI-based bidding model was primarily focused on the fact that we realized that data in advertising does lie. Data is, people say that data doesn't lie, the numbers don't lie, but in advertising, the challenge is this: your conversion rate, your click-through rate, okay, your cost per conversion, all of these numbers are great for making decisions in a campaign if you have the whole story also, right? So this is where it gets tough, is you will the AI system will never have the whole story. So for example, we have some campaigns we run for our own company where the cost per lead is $1,500, right? Now the AI may look at that and go, oh, that's terrible, that's way too expensive. But we know that for that specific campaign, the $1,500 cost per lead works because we convert 80% of them into clients that actually stick for long periods of time for monthly services that we provide. So if it was just the AI looking at that campaign, it would go, oh, too expensive, pull down the cost per click or pull down whatever. Another thing is conversion rate, click-through rate, right? for example, it's always good to have a high click-through rate in a campaign for your quality score. I get it. Referring to a Google Ads campaign, right? I'm just using Google Ads as an example here, but click-through rate isn't the holy grail either. You could show one ad, for example, there's some lawyers that we work with. We do a lot of marketing for lawyers as one segment of our business, and some of them, like for example, that target birth injury cases, will just bid on keywords like injured at birth, right? These are lawyers that when someone is injured by a doctor during the delivery process of birth, they pretty much sue the doctor for wrongdoing if the child encounters a brain damage or something that's irreparable for their future. Just as an example, some of these lawyers will just bid on keywords like birth injury, injured at birth, my child was injured at birth. These keywords are research keywords, so they're gonna get tons of impressions on Google, but they're not gonna get a high click-through rate. But what if the cost per click on those keywords is super cheap, but the conversion rate and the click-through rate's really low? Is that necessarily a bad thing if the average value of those leads are 7 figures or so? So that's just one example to think of. Another example would be a plumber bidding on something like what to do when your pipe bursts in your house, right? That may get tons of impressions, low click-through rate, low percentage of the people who click on that ad actually turn into leads, but what if your cost per click is 1/10 that of bidding on the word plumber near me, and you get half the cost per lead, right? But you're getting almost nobody, like 1% of people to click on your ad. Does that really matter that it's only 1%? This is the problem with AI making decisions and not humans making decisions. So, and another thing is the algorithm changes are so rapid. Google has, similar to how Google just went through this whole BERT update, B-E-R-T is their newest SEO algorithm update, they're also going through just as disruptive of changes in Google Ads. And the algorithm changes on any advertising platform is so rapid, right? The digital marketing is one of the fastest changing niches out of any niche in business. There's so much technology disruption in digital marketing. So as soon as you think the AI has it figured out, there's gonna be a change. And every time there was a massive change, the results would dip. And we did this for years. So my thought for this decade is one of the biggest differentiators is gonna be critical human thought, critical thinking, okay? Critical thinking, subjective feedback, okay? These two things matter a lot. Critical thinking and subjective feedback. What do I mean by that? Well, critical thinking is looking at the data and actually interpreting it based on the business results that have been produced. Looking at zoomed out increases in revenue for the company. Looking at zoomed out, hey, what percentage, how did this contribute to our brand awareness, which led to this, which brought us in this many more leads and got us this big partnership opportunity. You can't measure those things with a direct call to action ad campaign online, for lead generation especially. And that also applies to e-commerce, is because you never know who's gonna see your ad online somewhere and then want to partner with you, and it becomes the biggest partnership relationship in your company's history. So that is a very important component. It's critical thinking and subjective feedback, which is subjective feedback from sometimes gut is actually a good thing, right? And AI doesn't have gut. It just bases decisions on logic, not gut. So what if you land the biggest client your company's ever had in history from an ad that had a low click-through rate, a low conversion rate, and a super high cost per lead? Maybe that ad wouldn't have shown up if the AI made all the decisions for the campaign. So there's significant risks in using artificial intelligence for lead generation, and it's my assumption that the manual approach, the critical thinking approach, the subjective feedback approach if combined with AI can work well, but without AI would probably even work better. That's what we've noticed. Now again, there's certain niches, right? For example, if you're in an extremely competitive niche where your average advertiser is spending $100,000 a month and you're only able to spend $2,000 a month, maybe AI is a good choice for you. Automated bidding on any ad platform for lead generation. But in most cases, for advertisers who are being aggressive, the more aggressive you're being, the less you want to use AI. That's a big takeaway. So I hope you found this video valuable on some of the risks of artificial intelligence in lead generation and digital marketing for small and medium-sized businesses. If you want more information like this, subscribe to our channel, like this video so we know we're doing the right thing, and we'll make more videos like this. And in the comments below, please ask some questions about this so that I know what to make different videos on to answer your questions. It's one of the best ways for me to come up with content is you asking questions. And it also allows us to know if we're going down the right road with these videos. Otherwise, if you don't leave a comment or like, I won't know how to improve. So I appreciate if you subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. It means the world to me. I want to serve, I want to give you value, and help me do that better by leaving a comment. Thank you so much for your time, energy, and attention. Be wary, look into the AI that you're considering using. Thanks.